So let's start. Let me know once my desktop is visible to you guys. I hope my voice is clear, no? It is like too low or how it is. Can you confirm? It's clear. Okay. I'm sharing my desktop. Let me know once it is visible. Okay. Give me one moment. Is it visible? Okay, so I prepared few slides. So let's start with the slide. This is session 2 and we will go with the AWS overview. Okay, so in this session we will cover about the introduction to AWS, core AWS services, and in that services we will cover the storage, database, compute, networking, and how to access these AWS services, and the introduction to CLI. CLI is nothing but a command line interface. Okay. I don't think in the one session we can cover all, but we will focus more on the most frequent used service, that is the storage, that we will discuss in detail. Of course, the rest we will cover in the next session. So, introduction, like AWS infra details, like how it is structured, what kind of services are there, what is the reason, what is the account, that everything we will discuss in detail today. And then we will talk about the all kind of AWS services. Then we will jump on the core services, like I mentioned, storage, database, compute, networking, all those. Then we will go in detail about the databases and storage. Okay, so you can see here we are having the SQL, NoSQL, compute details, RTO, RPO, replication, and backup. So everything we will learn in detail, using some hands-on and as well as provisioning some resources. Apart from that, we will go with that AWS white pages. So the main resource for reading all the details about the AWS services are the AWS white pages. Okay, I will provide all the links and it is easy to search in Google. This core services we will cover mainly about the frequent services which are mainly used in the in enterprise. So we will discuss about those in details. But before that, let's jump on the infrastructure. So main part of the infrastructure is the virtualization, and you guys know that what is the virtualization, correct? If you guys having doubt, I can explain in brief. If not, then we can skip and we can jump on the next section. Okay, so basically you are having your laptop, correct? In that laptop, I'm saying that okay, you are having 8 GB RAM and 4 CPU, or take 8 CPU and take 8 GB RAM. Okay, so you are running one operating system there and one user is accessing at a time, correct? Virtualization is a kind of service, or you can say like that it is a application based on that, means like there are the various different third party open source as well as that paid services are available to do the virtualization in such a way like that you can create a number of operating system and you can give it to the multiple user at a time. You got my point? So basically one user was using one laptop, but now after doing the virtualization 8 users are using your laptop at the same time. That is called the virtualization. Now how it's like resource sharing, okay, or dedicated resource. So for an example, let me draw something. Give me one moment. So I'm just explaining in the layman words like how to understand the virtualization. So basically this was 8 CPU, okay, and you had 8 GB RAM in it. So this is the, sorry, one second, 8 CPU and 8 GB RAM. So and take it as a 500 GB hard disk. Correct. So if I am doing a cut here and I'm saying that user one wants to work in this time and I'm doing the virtualization. So I'm creating OS on the top of it and I'm saying that okay, this guy needs Windows OS, okay, and this guy need Linux. One second. Another guy need Linux environment. So take it as Linux. Now I'm providing for an example, I'm providing a dedicated resource because this user is continuously working. So he's saying that provide me the dedicated resource. So of course I cannot provide more than 8 GB because I don't have. I can provide like he is saying that provide me uh, 4 GB. Okay. So 4 GB RAM I am giving to him with 4 GB RAM I am giving and dedicated 3 CPU I am giving. Okay. And the same thing for this guy as well. Okay, take 2 GB RAM and 3 CPU. Still, two CPUs are left, which is running on the master. And yeah, we can provide the dedicated hard disk as well. Okay. Uh, Now, how this guy is going to access? This guy can access from his laptop. Okay, that he will just log in with that. SSH or RDP or anything other means. Okay, and now I am creating one more virtualization, and that is take as the Linux. So what will happen to this user? Now third user is coming, and I am doing the virtualization in such a way that 4 GB RAM, 3 CPU, 3 CPU, 2 GPU, 2 CPU. So what will happen in that condition? Yeah. But suppose this guy is working from 2 to 4 p.m., this guy is working from 11 to 2, and this guy is working from 6 to 8 p.m., then definitely there will not be any issues. Correct. So it is a Linux 1, it is a Linux 2. I'm just saying that machine name, it's a different machine. So still in this condition, these guys can use it, but of course we don't have that many resources. So what exactly we are doing? We are saying that okay, time based we are providing virtualization to this guy. So this guy is saying that okay, I work in the IST Indian time zone, so it's fine. And this guy is working in US time zone and take this guy as a Europe time zone. So I had only 8 GB RAM, but still I am able to fulfill the three users request because they are not working on the same time. But even though if these two guys are working on the same time, there will not be any impact. This is called a resource sharing. Okay, I'm sharing the resource. I'm sharing the compute power. Okay, of course I'm not sharing the data because I'm giving this guy like 200 GB RAM. This is required to know to understand the cloud. Okay, if you are able to get it, then yeah, almost everything is clear. Everything will be clear to you. So now I'm just adding 200 GB dedicated RAM and dedicated hard disk to this guy. This guy again 200 GB and this guy again 200 GB. So what is happening here? I'm not doing the data sharing. I'm doing the compute power sharing. Compute power is what? The memory, the number of CPU. Okay, number of cores. Okay. The same thing is being done by the cloud. They do a resource sharing. They also provide the dedicated resource. Okay, that is called the virtualization. Uh, yes, of course. In the cloud, you are saying that give me one Linux machine with 4 GB, 3 CPU, 200 GB RAM. Okay, so it will be virtualization will be done from here. It is not like that they are having a dedicated one machine or one laptop or one server with 4 GB 4 GB RAM and 3 CPUs. They do a virtualization. They are having the bigger one. Okay, they use the tool for the virtualization. Yes, you will get a subscription in the sense like that. Okay, this user saying that, okay, I provision one machine in cloud with 4 GB RAM and 3 CPUs. Next day he is coming, he will be able to log in. So this is all about the virtualization. Infrastructure defines the basic available services, operating system, simple service. I will explain in detail about that, the simple services, what is the meaning of that one. Operating system, already you are getting it. Various kind of operating system you will get here. I explain the Windows, Linux. So multiple operating system you can get it. Now the platform allows to build the application fast compatibility. This is required to understand what is the platform. Platform is nothing but like you are going in AWS console or any cloud service provider console and you are start building the application. So what exactly we are doing? We are just not managing the infrastructure and even the inbuilt services we are going to use to do the rapid development. Okay, application is an only part of visible for the end user. Important is the value for end user, of course. So basically, I need just one glass of water. It means like I no need to worry about that from where water is being purified and how water is coming to my desk. I just need the one glass of water. Okay, so end user need the application running into the cloud. How it is being maintained, how it is being managed, that is a uh, that I no need to worry about that. Okay, no need, end user should not be worry about that. Okay, now this is just the diagram is too early, but just I am trying to keep it here in our first session so that like you will understand the power of AWS services or power of cloud services. Okay, so what exactly it is happening like that, you are having the multiple databases. For an example, we are working for a bank and this is a bank application, and bank application having the various data dump in the multiple database. Now the requirement is coming that I want to analyze my 10 years data and I want to find it out that why in 2021 the bank was in a big loss. Okay, now if it is suppose it is a terabytes of data, it will become difficult. It will take at least 6 months to pull the data, keep it somewhere, do the extraction, transformation, loading, trying to understand the data nature. Too many things needs to be done. Okay, and too much powerful machines are required which you need to buy. But in case of the cloud, this is called as serverless, and there is a concept of pay as go. So if you are using, you need to pay the money. If you are not using, you don't need to pay the money. So this is a diagram I kept it here to show that what is the power of cloud and how easily we can make application up and running, and such kind of like use cases where it becomes difficult for the developers to analyze the huge amount of data, to extract the huge amount of data, to understand the huge amount of data. Cloud has made it very very easy, and it is cost effective as well. We will not go in depth about this diagram, but just I kept it here to show you that okay, why like all the industries are moving rapidly to the cloud. Okay, okay, so now we will jump on the AWS. So basically, before jumping on the regions, I will spend few more minutes to subscribe the AWS. So how to log in, how to do the sign up, that is extreme easy. You can just do the Google and you can do it by yourself. Okay. So yeah, like that, whatever I am doing, just I am searching AWS console. Okay, this link and sign into the console. It's extremely easy to do the registration. Yes, of course, it requires a credit card. So you can do a sign up, create a new AWS account. Okay. Yeah. So here you can use your email address, like any kind of Gmail or something, where you will receive the verification email, and billing and other things will come on this root email address. Okay, and you can choose something, account name ABCD or anything you can choose. And once you will do the verify email address, you will get a email in this email. Okay, like XYG, I'm just putting like that, anything. Okay, so in this email you will get a verification email, and after verification you will be able to proceed further. Once you will go inside, then you will be able to provide the credit card, and the automated way verification will happen, either mobile call or text. Okay, once you are registered, there is a free credit you will get. mm, AWS sign up. Okay, so so it's good for doing POCs or doing the tutorials. So there is a free trial for 12 months free. Okay, a few services are of course always free, and you can run your EC2 instance, like server, whatever I was discussing here. These machines, okay, these machines are called in EC2. Okay, in AWS world, and 750 hours you can run it without paying any single money. In S3, you can keep your 5 GB data in the standard storage. There will not be any cost. There is a database. It's called RDS. Okay, relational database system, where says 750 hours you can run it. Okay, you can run AWS Lambda 1 million without any cost. SageMaker, DynamoDB. DynamoDB is the NoSQL. Okay, like that, there are the multiple free services are offered by the Amazon. So it's not like that you are giving the credit card and immediately it is being charged. Not like that. There are the multiple free services are there. Okay. So once you are registered, then you will be able to log in as a root user. What is the IAM user? I will explain later. Okay. So like I am already registered. I'm using since many years. Okay. So yeah. I will go with sign in. Give me one moment. So I'm signing into the AWS. So once you are signed up in the AWS, then you will find multiple regions here. Okay. So we were discussing earlier, like if suppose one customer is running his application in, for an example, North Virginia. But after that, after 6 months, he is coming to know that okay, he has many users in India as well. Okay, but if the Indian, means like Indian client, India client from the India, if accessing application of North Virginia, which is deployed into North Virginia, yes, there will be a latency. But AWS overcome all these issues. Okay, but whenever you are provisioning any application or any resources, you need to choose the uh, this reason. Okay, what is reason? Can someone explain me? Exactly right. Physically located. Physically, yeah, physically, these are located basically. You will read more about that global infrastructure region, and this include like North America, South America. So this is the continent, and yeah, yeah, Asia Pacific. So these are like physically located data centers are there in the regions. Okay, so you can go in this link and you will find in the detail. So what are the availability zones that is required to know? I will also explain, but just updating you that more details are available into the white pages. So just to think like that, in this region, AWS physical servers are located. That's all. That is more than enough to know. Okay. When we say like that multiple availability zones, so here you can see like that there are the two regions in the same place. In the US East, we are having North Virginia, and we are having the Ohio. So it's located there. Okay. If you will go with the US West, again you will find the more than one regions are there. Uh, any question here about the reason? Okay. So this is required to know. The reason is like that if suppose you are provisioning. So when I'm saying that provisioning word, it means like you are creating the services. So for an example, if you created a service in like Asia Pacific Mumbai, and you just forgetting it, and after that you are keep on working in the US East, then you will get a big bill for the Mumbai that you did not shut down that service because you missed it. Okay. So it is required to know that what kind of services you are provisioning in which region. Apart from that, it is also required like you are having uh, 70% customer are in US, then definitely there is no meaning to uh, to deploy your service in Asia or Mumbai. Correct. So deployment wise, it is also required to know where to deploy my service and which region I need to deploy. Okay, so these are the reason. If there is any question, you can ask me now, or later you can also ask about the reason. Okay, but reason is most important thing. So yeah, apart from that, I'm just trying to say like that if anything you are provisioning in North Virginia, okay, you will not be able to find it into the other region. Correct, because it is running in the different region. If you will switch it, you will not be able to find. Correct. Okay. uh, there is a one exclusion that S3 is independent from the region. If S3 bucket, I'm just going in S3 bucket here. Okay, so these buckets are there, but here it has been changed to global because S3 buckets belong to global. It doesn't belong to a particular region. Why? I will explain it later. Okay, what is S3? Definitely I will explain later in today only. Okay, so we will jump on the AWS storage. So we are continuing from the here, like I explained, core AWS services, AWS core service like storage. We are starting today with the S3 bucket. S3 bucket is the most important, and mostly it is being used by all the industries, and it is not complex, but uh, yeah, I will say like that without having S3, it is very difficult to do the file handling and other things. Okay, mainly the storage problem, big storage problem is solved by that Amazon Web Services, and that is called the S3. It's not just the S3, there are the multiple like EBS, AWS Backup, EFS, FSX. Okay, Lusher, S3 Glacier. But of course, for you, it's not required to know all these. Right now, it's better to know that what are the main uh, okay, what are the main storage. And the first one is S3, the second one is EBS, which you must have to know. This is, yeah, of course, slowly you will learn about the EFS. So S3 is basically a simple storage service. There is a background noise. Can someone go on mute? Okay. And this is the EBS. Okay, elastic block system, and EFS is elastic file system. So only these two you need to give me 1 minute. Yeah, you need to learn. You need to do some hands-on these two, and definitely this is the lower priority. But yes, it is good to have the knowledge about it. You can ignore right now the remaining one like backup, FSX file, lecture, and other things. Okay. Any question here? Or I'm going too fast, or it's fine?
No, no, it's fine.
Okay. So basically, I just explain how to create uh, AWS service account. Okay, how to sign up into the AWS console, and then I explained about the reason onboarding. The reason, basically. What are the reason? What are the usage of reason? And third thing is storage, where we are starting with the S3. So S3 is simple. Or like, if in the starting we can just think like that we are having a C drive, okay, or D drive or anything. We are creating a folder, and after that, inside that folder, what we are saying, that folder name is, for an example, uh, my data. So you are keeping the personal data there, correct? If you are creating one more folder, you are saying that learning. So you are keeping the data like ppt and other things, whatever you are learning. Okay, the same concept, but in the bigger term. S3 is used, it is more than that. Okay, but slowly try to understand that way, like you are going in D drive, you are creating one folder movie. Okay, and you are keeping some movies there. Got it? Now what you are doing, that okay, uh, you are creating one more folder for your son, and you are saying that class 10th tutorials. Okay, so now you are having the two folder, and two folder having some content, and third folder is game. So now what is happening, that you are not there, you are asking your son to log in and do the study for class 10 folder, but he may play the game. So what you will do, you will do a locking, you will lock it, so that nobody will be able to access it. Got it? So there are a lot of things. Okay, now what is happening, that you created one more folder where you are having the all bank information like password, user id, much more than that, it is there. Okay, and you know that nobody can access your laptop because you are having password, but for repairing you are giving to the local service center. Okay, what will happen, he can extract, he can take out the hard disk, and he can access those things. Okay, but you want to prevent it, so what you will do, encryption. Okay, so S3 is designed in such a way like that whatever the basic requirement that is fulfilled, apart from that the advanced things also has been introduced. So when I explained like why you need a logging on a folder, why need you encryption on that folder. Okay, so like that there are the many more. You guys got it? Yeah. Now, one more example I am giving you, that okay, you are working in the Excel sheet and you are saying that today is 30th. I created some data, like you are doing trading or something like that. Okay. Now, next day again, you are doing a trading and you are keeping some data there. But somehow it has been overwritten or you lost the previous data. So for that, you will do a versioning. You want to check that okay, what was the V1, what was the yesterday's work, and now what is the today's work, like v1 v2. So again it is a versioning. Okay, so that you will not lose any kind of data. Got it? So there are the many requirements are there. For an example, if you are saying that okay, I did a trading for a particular day, so you return into the Excel sheet. After making that Excel sheet entry, you are saying that okay, there are the multiple trading happened today, but now when I will save it at that time, I need to run a job. Okay, so any kind of job, like okay, today how much money I miss, like I got it, I was in the profit or loss. So that job you want to run it, to know that it was a profit or it was a loss. Okay, and this job is written by you or something like that. I'm just explaining that okay, in that condition you need a trigger. So once it is saved, then you need to trigger something so that you can run the job, correct? So we are having a trigger. Got it? So there are the multiple things which we need, and that has been already provided by the AWS. So we will do some like we will do some hands-on to know that how it works. And what are the benefits we get from the simple storage. So this is the icon for the simple storage. Another icon is simple bucket. So we call it S3 bucket. Okay. So yeah, once bucket icon is there, means like it is AWS, but there is a one more logo for this one. Okay. Yeah, this is nothing but main important things which I want to cover is that there was a image here, this image. So this is like company data. This is the bank data. Okay. So company is saying that okay, I'm ready to move my petabytes data or terabyte data uh, into cloud. But what will happen means like what is the availability, what is the durability? Will I lose some data after after 2 years or after 3 years or something? Means like today bank moved all the data into cloud, all 10 years data, and he is saying that bank is saying that okay, if I am keeping in my hard disk, it is being expensive expensive for me, so I'm just deleting, I'm just decommissioning those environment because it is high cost, and I'm just keeping into the cloud. Okay, but give me uh, ensure me that okay, I will not lose my data after 3 years or after 2 years or something. Okay, so AWS says like that okay, I am giving guarantee to you that there is a durability of 11 times 9. So remember this 11 term. Okay, 11 times 9. Okay, this is the most frequent word or term is being used into the AWS word. 11 times 9 availability. Sorry, durability. So durability means like AWS is saying that I am giving you guarantee once you store the data in my S3 bucket, I am giving you guarantee that there will be a durability of 11 times 9. Okay, now the next question is like that okay, uh, bank is saying that okay, I moved my data today, but I don't have developer and I don't have complete business logic to explore the data. I want to do it after 3 years. Okay, so but after 3 years, data must be available quickly. It should not be like that. It is taking a longer time. Okay. So AWS saying that I am giving you guarantee that data availability will be there 99.99 percentage. Okay. This is the most important term about the S3 which we must have to remember. Okay. And there is a contract that okay, AWS is saying that I am ensuring that durability will be there, availability will be there. Okay, these are the some theoretical part which I will cover in brief. So one is like that limitation. In one folder you cannot one folder you cannot have more than 5 TB data, and it is called as the object based storage. So you just I just explained like that you created one folder like game, one folder like movie, one folder like class 10 tutorials. Okay, so uh, AWS is saying that for me, if your movie, your game is nothing but an object. Okay, I will treat as an object. I don't know about that. You are saving movie, you are saving game, you are saying TST file, you are saving PPT file. Doesn't matter. I will treat as an object. Everything is object for me. Okay, so it's means like you just think like that. Entity kind of things for the each object is being saved to the storage. Okay, and of course, I told you that files are stored into the bucket. Bucket is nothing but right now just think like is a folder. Okay, so you had the folder like game. So game is the one bucket. Okay, then you had the movie. So one more bucket. Okay, so like that you are having many buckets, and each buckets you are having your data. So yeah, here it mentioned the bucket is a kind of a folder. Okay, but it is bigger than that. uh Means like terminology is totally different. S3 bucket name must be unique globally. So one means like when I'm creating a folder name game, okay, I'm creating a bucket game. So can you also create the bucket name as game? No. In AWS, S3 is global. Global means all over the world. See, if I am creating one bucket, then you will not be able to create. If that bucket exists, other cannot use it. Okay, it must be unique. So for an example, let's try to create a bucket. Okay, before that, we will just okay, how to log in, just I explain. Now I am just going with the AWS service. So when you will log in, you will land here in this page, or let me explain from the scratch. Okay, so you will land here something like that, recently visited, it will be blank for you guys. Okay, so I want to explore the S3 service. I will go here, I will click here, and I will just create a bucket. So here you can see there are the multiple options, multiple things are there. Here you will find a create bucket button. Okay, when I'm just clicking on the create bucket, I'm saying that create a bucket name is game. Okay, uh, I will explain this all these things later. Let's create the bucket. What it is saying, bucket with the same name already exists, means someone has already created the bucket as a game name. Okay, I don't have. You can see that here. If you will go here, whatever the buckets I created, that is totally a different bucket, not having the game. So you can search it like game. It's nothing, it's not there in my AWS account, but still I am not able to create. The reason is that it has been created by someone. So for an example, I am doing the test. Bucket with the same name already exists. So yes, that is true that uh, it is global, and if someone has already created, you will not be able to create. Okay, how to know that my bucket will be unique? Okay, that is a strategy we will discuss later. One more good thing is like that S3 provides kind of a REST concept where like you can save the data, you can delete the data, you can update the data. Okay, a REST concept I think everybody knows, correct? So S3 offer consistency for put new object, overwrite or delete our current and list the operation. By default, all the object in the bucket are private. So I will explain in detail about that how you store the object. Okay. So let's jump here. So let me create one bucket. So yeah, that is difficult for us to create the bucket. So we use one kind of a prefix. So I will use AWS cute array. Uh, so what it is saying that bucket name must not end with dash or period. So you cannot use the multiple foreign characters. Only you can use the hyphen. That's all, and the word upper and lower case. Okay, and it should not end with the hyphen. So I'm saying that session 2. Okay, you can use the numeric here, and I'm going to create the bucket here. I did not do anything, so automatically that bucket will be private. So you can see that it is showing the reason, but right now just ignore the part of reason because it is global. Okay, now inside, when I'm going, I'm clicking, I can upload anything or I can drag and drop. So let me have one object here. Let's create one object session 2. Okay, and just I'm saying that we are registering about S3 upload. Correct. I saved this file. Just do a drag and drop. Yes, of course, you can delete the created bucket. Once you will delete it, it will release the name as well. So someone who created the games folder, when he will delete that bucket, I will be able to create it. So now you can see that it is given, it has given one ARN to me. It is give okay. Uh, you can just think like that. There is a URL. URL has been given to me. Now anybody can access with the help of a particular URL if I am making it public. Right now it is private, so I can use it in my other AWS services. Right now I'm just explaining about the save, so I clicked on the upload. Now you are having that file available here, and of course you can see that this is the size and upload status, and go back here. So you will find the multiple things. So I'm just clicking here. You can see copy S3 URI. So once I will copy, I can use this complete link anywhere. I will explain in detail where to use it. uh, yeah, so if you want to make it public, you just need to go to permissions, and then you will say like that bucket, sorry, block public access. You need to do it enable, disable this one, block all public access, and you are done. Once you will save the changes, it will give you kind of a alert. Updating the block X for the bucket will affect the bucket and object within. This may result to the object becoming public. Okay, and I will say that confirm. Now it is confirm, and it will become public. So now you can share with this URL anywhere. Okay, so you guys can also, object can be public. Mhm. No, no, I did not get you. You are trying to say like that you created the bucket, and bucket having the object, you are trying to say, correct? Yeah. Mhm. Okay. If your bucket is public, then all the object listed under it will be public. You no need to make object public. Your bucket, uh, you can make public your bucket only. So this bucket, I am doing operation on this bucket. I am not doing on the object. So suppose it was private earlier, okay, and now so you will be able to do that. You just need to go here, edit it, and just save the changes. It will. Okay. Uh, okay. So basically, I was trying to say like that if you are making a bucket public, then all the object belonging to will become a public. Yeah, it will be accessed by the means like from the outside without any uh, other user ID and password. Okay, but yes, of course, you can add some authentication mechanism, but that is a different story. Okay. Uh, okay, then it's fine. We will jump on other things. The object you can delete it. Okay, and you can enable the versioning as well on that. Okay, there is a concept of pre-signed URL. So if I am just using number of minutes 10 and create pre-signed URL, okay, copy the pre-signed URL, and I am accessing it from the outside. We are studying about the S3 upload, so you guys can also access it. uh, yeah. Yeah. So what will happen? You guys will click on this link. You will be able to access. You are able to access or not? You access denied. Okay. So when no no hang on, you will be able to access. See, I am doing it incognito. It's public, so this one you should be able to read. You are not able to read it. Okay. Okay. It's not working for anyone. Okay. No problem. Wait one more minute. Try this link again. Oh, okay. Okay, I got it. What is the issue? When I'm copying that one, then somewhere it is means like the authentication token having some issues. Okay. So yeah, it's not working in the paste, but give me 1 minute. Hmm, how to send it? Okay. The link is this one. Word rep. Yeah. This is the link, but what is happening when I am just sending you in the meets, it is truncating. After the NS, nothing is coming. Okay. Yeah, yeah, exactly right. So give me 1 minute. Yeah. So if I am able to give you this link to you guys, you will be able to access the file, but only for 10 minutes. If again after 10 minutes you will try to access this link, it will give you access denied or URL expired. So that is called the pre-signed URL. What is the advantage of pre-signed URL is that uh, immediately you can provide this pre-signed URL to your friend so that he can access it, but you don't want to give the access for a longer duration, because if you are uploading more and more files or you are updating the files, then he will be able to access. Okay. Other advantage like that, this is like a big token, and it is difficult to hack it to generate the same token if it is not shared. So it is like secure. So you can see that security token, it's completely secured. That is called the pre-signed URL. Pre-signed URL can be generated for the multiple means like individual object. Okay. Any question till here? So I explained about the pre-signed URL, why it is required, what is the pre-signed URL, what is the time to live, we call as a TTL. Okay. Now, okay, there is one more thing which I need to explain you. Let me check if it is there in the slide. Okay, so we will go to the slide first. So what is the biggest use case of the S3 is that if data is coming from anywhere, okay, you can see that multiple sources, log file, application data, videos, picture, backup, archival, analytics data, everything you can dump to S3 bucket, everything, because S3 AWS says like that, I don't care you are dumping database here, and I just say like that it is the object for me, so you can store anything because everything is object. Okay. Okay. Yes, of course there are the multiple other services comes in the picture, and AWS has been provided how to migrate the data in the without compromising with the performance, means like with the high speed basically. Okay. So that we will discuss later, but right now it is good to know what is the S3, what is the use of S3, and various things are there in the S3, like we discuss about that, making it private, making it public, creating the pre-signed URL. Okay. So there is a one more thing, control access to data. So you can say like that to S3 bucket, uh, you are having the multiple services running in your account, but you want to say like that, okay, only one service will access data from this bucket, so that is also possible. Okay. Optimize the cost with storage classes that we will discuss later. Replication data at any region, yes, automatically it does by the AWS. They replicate the data into the multiple region, but you will not be able to see it. Okay, why they do it? Because if data is lost in that hard, means like that disk is corrupted, it will replicate it from the other region, so it will be always available. uh, VPC we will learn later. Okay, protect and secure your data. It's very extremely simple things. You just need to go here. You need to put the permission, and in the permission you can set up a bucket policy. Bucket policy and access control list, and one more thing. Okay, properties. You can, okay. Let me enable the versioning here. Okay, enable. I just enabled the versioning. So what I did, uh, okay, if I am going here and I am updating the file again, okay, and this is my next version. Okay, I can just drop it here. It will upload and it will create the version. Okay, I will explain how to see the version and other things into the next session. Before that, let me know if you are having any question. Any question? Yeah, all the objects. So you should never ever do it. You should never make it public. That is the extremely wrong approach. Mhm. So that we overcome by using the IAM policy. So that is called the IAM policy. That is called access control list. There are the various way how to access the data of S3 bucket in a secure manner. Okay. So it should not be like, yeah. IAM is completely new session. Okay, so I will explain in detail how the IAM policies we create, we set up, and then you will learn it. Okay, but in the AW in the cloud there is only one thumb rule: never ever give the wider access. Only give the required access. Okay, even though if your application wants to download the file from the S3, then you should provide the read access. You should not provide the delete access. You should not provide the put access. If it is yeah, creating the data, then of course you can provide the put but not delete. So limited access you must have to always provide. That is the AWS strategy. And even if you will try to create the wider access policies, it will give you alert. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. So basically, if you are making your bucket public, then remember one thing: you can easily farm the URL. You can easily farm the URL. So, for an example, if I am making it public, this one, okay, and I can access it from anywhere. And discovery of the bucket is extreme easy things. Like I discovered game bucket is already created, test bucket is already created. If suppose they, yeah. No, you no need to share it. It's not related to that you are sharing or not. I'm talking about this URL, not your application URL. If this bucket is public, okay. If I am making it public, anyone can access, and finding the name of this bucket is the extreme easy things. So there are the many robots they run and they can easily find it. It's very extreme, like games. If I am replacing with the games here, and yeah, and if suppose this is public, I will be able to access it. Okay. So yeah, so I am. So here you can see that there is a games bucket which is provisioned somewhere, but I don't have access because it is private. Okay, otherwise I will be able to access. Yes, 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 yes. There are the other ways as well. You can do it with the permissions, and then permissions you can. Okay, I blocked it. So bucket policies, you can add the bucket policy. You can use the bucket generator, and here if you want to give access to, for an example, you are having EC2, then you can just add the means like what kind of action you want to add. You can just add it here. Okay. So versioning I covered, and I covered about that protect and secure your data, how to protect and secure. Then this one, right now it is not required for you guys to know because this I covered here, like how to explore. So this one, okay. This one we will learn it in detail later on. But right now, EBS, EFS we will cover in the next session. Life cycle is nothing but thing is like that. In this scenario, bank is saying that okay, I am having the petabytes of data I stored into the cloud, and I am saying that after 3 years we will do a development. Okay, so for 3 years, bank is not ready to pay the huge money. So what exactly is the option? We can archive this data by setting up the life cycle to put it into the glacier or cold storage. Okay, after the 3 years, whenever I need a data, then I can just move from cold to standard. So there are the multiple life cycles which you can explore, and you can save a lot of money. Okay, so this is yeah, this is there like intelligent tire, S3 standard, frequent axis, one zone infrequent axis, glacier, and multiple. But this diagram is very simple. It is saying that here you are paying good amount of money for terabytes of data. So you can just set up a life cycle that okay, if this data is not being used in 30 days, then move it to the IA. So here you are paying very less money compared to the standard storage, and then you are saying that after 60 days, even though it is not being used, move it to the glacier. So glacier is extremely cost effective. Okay, so you no need to do it manually, it will be done automatically. So AWS design their services in such a way like that you you don't, if even though if you are forgetting, everything will be taken care by the life cycle. So for an example, here I am going and I'm saying that give me 1 minute, go to management and create a life cycle rule, and I am saying that move to glacier. I can also move directly to glacier. Okay, apply all bucket, apply all object in the bucket, I acknowledge. Move current version, permanently delete. You can also delete it if suppose it is not being used. Move a non-current version, move the current version object between the storage classes. So you are moving that after 30 days, if it is not being used, then move it to move it to IA. If Glacier deep archive. Okay, if suppose it is not being used in the standard IA, then move it to Glacier. Glacier deep archive is the last one. You cannot add more. But if I'm choosing something else, one I zone, then I can add it again. Okay. So this is standard is most expensive, then IA, then one zone IA, then the last one is the deep archive. Okay. So I can set up a life cycle like this, and yeah, I'm done. I no need to worry about that, uh, about the money. Automatically uh, my object will go to will go to deep archive if it is not being used. So you can see that the lifecycle has been created. So it is the same like I explained in this design, in this like requirement. Petabytes of data you can move it to the cold storage because it was not used in the 3 years, and whenever it is required we can pull it and we can start doing the development. Okay. Anyone having any question?
Yes, if someone wants to like yeah, so
Hmm.
what will like the order of accessing the data?
You can directly access the data from the Glacier to standard. You no need to follow the same path like Glacier to one IA, then IA, then standard. No, you can directly pull the data to your standard yeah, life cycle, standard storage. Yeah.